Hey fam, Chi Chi here. Welcome back. As some of you may know, I found Love Don't Be Shy Extreme at the cosmetic company store. And some of y'all asked whether I could compare it to the OG Love Don't Be Shy. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wear it for a little bit, see how I like it, see how I like the water, and come to you with a full review of the two. So that's what we doing today. But if you're new here, hey, I'm Chi Chi and I talk about all things lavish but logical. So if that's your sort of thing, go ahead, subscribe, make some friends in the comment section, and follow me on Instagram and TikTok. So we're gonna kick it off with the original OG Love Don't Be Shy. Now this is their reformulated version. The original version came in like a black bottle. I heard that was a lot more potent, long lasting, all of the things. But now when you go to find it, it comes in this bottle. So this fragrance was popularized by Rihanna. It was said to be her signature scent. And we don't know when that era was, but I would assume this is what she smelled like when she was in her 20s. This is a gourmand white floral, basically. So you have elements of orange blossom and marshmallow, and it's yummy and sweet and like warm, and all of these cute things. And I could see why this could have been her signature scent. It's just very loud and yummy. To me, I get a bubblegum vibe to it. And I actually really do like it. I fell victim to the hype train, okay? I wish I would have gotten the black bottle because I was familiar with this fragrance back then, but I could not fathom spending so much money on a perfume. Look at me now. I remember when they were discontinuing it. I remember when people were trying to get the refills because the refills had the original formula. I was there. I just was an active participant. But anywho, Love Don't Be Shy is sweetly juvenile. Like, she's a party girl. She is just fun to be around. And if I had to think of Rihanna in that sense, in her early 20s, this fragrance makes sense. It is very sweet, damn near cloying sometimes, especially when you have it sitting and macerating and you don't mess with it for too long. It becomes very sweet. I pick up on the marshmallow. I definitely pick up on the orange blossom. Anytime a fragrance has an orange blossom, I try to compare it to this fragrance. And there have been so many interpretations from other brands trying to recreate this. It's an iconic fragrance for a reason, but all of the other brands kind of just fall short. It never quite captures the magic of this, but it's youth in a bottle. Like, to be young, carefree, no responsibilities, loving without loss, just all of those type of feelings. So like, just wearing it is like, oh gosh, it's so sweet. And depending on what you actually like will depend on whether you like this fragrance. So I do see younger people really gravitating towards it because to me, it's maybe 2 or 3 steps up from those entry level like department fragrances. And now you're like, oh, I want to spend a little bit of money, you know, maybe you invested in Bitcoin, maybe you got a YouTube channel, you over there ticking and talking on social medias, you got a little extra couple of dollars. So I feel like this is a good transition from like designer to niche. I jumped on the hype wagon and I wrote it. I wrote it for as long as I could. I'm going straight to the site to give you the notes. Neroli, orange blossom, and marshmallows. I definitely smell the tuberose. The tuberose in this comes off bubblegummy, and that's what gives it its youthful nature. It just catapults me back to that young time in my life, you know, where on occasion your girl was nice and free, okay? I was very much a bookworm, studious. You either saw me going to work or going to class. You never saw me just hanging out. That's just the type of person I was. But the times that I did let my hair down, okay, I could see me wearing that at that time of my life. I got this, what, a year or two ago? No, it had to be at least 2 years. Yeah, at least 2 years, maybe going on 3. And I like it. I like it. But because I have so many versions of this, I've kind of been like, I think I'm over this profile right now, because I have about 4 fragrances that smell exactly like it. Well, not exactly like it, but in that same family. So then Love Don't Be Shy Extreme came out. And I believe most people thought it was going to be that original black bottle scent, you know? And this wasn't. This surprisingly added a really lovely note of rose to it. I've only recently smelled this, okay? It wasn't like something that was on my mind, like, oh, I gotta smell it, I gotta smell it. When I saw it in the cosmetic company store, I was like, oh, let me go ahead and smell that. This is a beautiful rendition of Love Don't Be Shy. That added notes of rose really makes it a bit more mature, something more palatable for my older girls, you know, someone who's in their 30s, 40s even, you know, because I'm about to enter that chapter of my life. But it still has the orange blossom, the neroli, the marshmallow that we do love, but it's not as bubblegummy. It's not as sweet and like just, damn, this is sweet. That rose just kind of like, it makes it grow up a little bit. To me, I almost get a plastic vibe, but in a very, very good way. That's how the rose is picking up on me. Slightly plasticky, almost like the rose that is in, I see it in my head, Rose Amalfi, Tom Ford. That type of like almost plastic rose, like a plastic doll rose. I know that sounds horrible, but there's a difference between a plastic doll and a baby face doll face. Plastic. Cabbage Patch. Completely different smells. I really, really gravitated towards this one. I remember wearing it in the store and I was just like, I'm not sure. But as I drove home, I was like, okay, I see where they're landing this plane, because you get the essence of the original. It's the rose that really just ties it in really nicely. And I gotta say, I like the extreme more. And I think that's just the place in my life that I'm in, where I'm like, okay, I want to have something that is youthful and fun, but I don't want to smell young. Like there's just certain scents that give off a childish vibe. Neither one do, but you can tell that Love Don't Be Shy is just a little bit young. With Love Don't Be Shy Extreme, it's just like, okay, a woman is present, but she has not forgotten her fun side. I like to think that Rihanna wore the original in her 20s, but in her 30s, she's wearing the extreme just because of that added rose note. And the color of the juice is completely different. Hopefully you can see it. It really just depends on your vibe. Of course, perfumes, you wear what you want. But I personally do like the extreme more, only because it's the best of both worlds. I get that sweetness, but I also get the maturity that comes from the rose. And it's soft. It's not as in your face sweet. And that I really need to emphasize that sweetness. Like, this shit is sweet, okay? It is sweet. But the extreme version is like Splenda. It's like, I still get a sugary nature, but it's, you know, half the calories. As far as when to wear these, I would never wear this in the summertime. This is good for winter. This is actually good for fall and spring. But as soon as it starts to heat up, you may get a little sick wearing this. However, with this one, now I wouldn't wear this in the dead of summer either, the extreme. However, if I did have a warm day, I would pull for it because it's not so sweet, and that floral note would really help cut that sweetness so I won't get a headache or like I won't feel nauseous just by being outside and it being hot. So as far as wearability, I feel like this one is a little bit better because I could possibly go into the summer wearing this. Overall, like if I had to categorize, I feel like this is a fall winter and this is a spring summer. Like, yeah, definitely. Especially with that rose. Spring. Florals for springtime. Groundbreaking. You know, I really don't talk about prices too tough, but what I will say is that the extreme is pricier than the original. And I don't understand why there's such a huge price increase if they just added rose to it. I'm sure I'm not a, you know, perfume chemist or anything like that, but what kind of rose that did y'all put up in here to jack up the price for it not even to be an extrait? It's a little bit of a side eye. I will say that because it was quite a pretty penny even at the cosmetic company store. But I just don't understand why it's such a jump. And I feel like that's why a lot of people didn't review it or buy it, because it was like, hold on, we're paying how much extra for EDP? Make that math, because it ain't mathing right now. If you like Love Don't Be Shy, go ahead and get it. Whether extreme is worth it, I don't think it's worth the price, but I like the addition of the rose because it's sweet without being too obnoxious. It still performs very well, and I don't feel like a kid. I don't feel like a kid when I wear this. I feel put together. I love the addition of the floral notes. I just do. I'm in my floral era, and Love Don't Be Shy will always be a classic. It's an iconic fragrance. It's just I have to be in the mood to wear this one. If I want to top off something else with a bit of sweetness, absolutely, this goes hard in the paint. But when I actually want to smell like that orange blossom marshmallow combo, I do like this one a lot more because it's not doing too much. That's what it is. I really do enjoy it. But if you wanted to, if you had this and you just added it with a rose fragrance, just check the bases and things like that. But you can throw this on a rose fragrance and do some layering combinations. So you don't necessarily have to rush out and buy this. I personally like the extreme more than the original. That's just how I feel on it. Is it necessary to have both? No. But if you're asking me to choose, extreme. It's gonna be extreme for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye guys.